Okay, FM 101.7.
Okay, 101.7 so we are transfer wade a chebi adwumadie mu. Okay, 101.7 is sunnie na yadwumadie de say dem di kakaye na eye tie hiebua eno nso ene agoro. Na yensaka owura Franklin Cudjoe wono ye panimpa ama Imani Ghana. Na anu adai eye electoral register compilation wo mo friends emtrofo enhyiamu na yeni kan entie emu yie pa na yentie asempa Imani Ghana for edi tudwa efa in voters register ho ensama hodo no na ye wi a matters arising de Atik mu beka ye wo mo so ye busabisa no ho nsem na ono so nyenu bi diaba Mira Franklin Cudjoe memo achiba okay FM so
Major so many amateur only with TF1 who producer the guest in the studio.
Thank you for
finally reaching out to me.
Na bra na say me rewa me nyawo.
Oh, my lines yeah. You know my lines are always advertised.
Okay,
and this line especially even the MTN everybody knows. I was a bit surprised because OKFM here we used to talk a lot.
Very, very well.
So, but anyway, now you have me, and we can get into the matters as we want.
Oh, okay. Uncle Franklin, but come me be sunny, sir, mo frere, a yen central function press conference. Now, more than near maybe Tudra, now near my moody Tudra no border on the compilation of new voters register. Sir, uti mukakra. What were some of the high points in your presentation?
Well, first of all, Mami Kambium said, Yen can't say the Electoral Commission cannot do a register. In fact, we've never said that their mandate does not allow them to conduct a register. Because we do know that constitutionally they are supposed to do that. But constitutionally they are also supposed to account for whatever amount they spend, especially in this election year, when the donors are not necessarily funding the process. Almost the entire budget will be funded by the Ghanaian state, the taxpayer. So anything they tell you, you need to be able to interrogate. And you're number one. In tiye baby, unim say ye ankasano, Imani does cost value for money analysis. Now normally democracy governance stuff no. Yenu anumu ni IDEC mu na ya moye. It's election governance issues no. We leave it to them. But yeah, baby, and I say, is no can say the election no no. First of all, no, I'm person new equipment. Just a machines are the election. I'm person new one. Now new one also no. About costing $56 million. Now say I'm person fixed machines now what that.
Okay,
and no born but does too much. In fact, they mention all kinds of figures, including the fact say Amuya limited registration now about costing $80 million. It's better to do a new register. And I can say, Massa, yeah, and there might be all kind idea. It's not consistent with the fact. See, equipment now motor from 2011. Minina say, and I shemu, and I who say is Nankasa own investment plan corroborated by the Ministry of Finance figures. Just as a car or more share ministry na finance ministry amount. The plan they had shows that as of the end of 2016, they have spent almost $60 million in upgrading the just as machines now I thought from 2011. You are spending almost $60 million upgrading the machines. 2017 Kramutu, 2018 Kramutu, the crib. And I can't say, first of all, you are telling the whole world that these machines that have been perfected, invested in almost $60 million and a bit more. In fact, we are just even learning this morning that some of the figures they presented as operational figures are actually cost that borne to the state, which is more money that we are finding out. So there's more to come out by the way. But my main cost on the say into why investment line, which means that from 2012 you were able to deliver the elections. 2016 you used the same machines to deliver the elections. 2018 you delivered another election. In fact, you delivered
What's so Ethiopia?
What to me deliver since 2016 we delivered at least 3 elections. I think the referendum, the district level election, and of course the 2016 election itself. Just an investment now according to taxpayer money. For you to deliver elections. And I can't say you have BB's failure rate. What all machines no 2011 no 2030 the year elections no. Only a failure rate of 33%. Meaning say akoya fidi fufura auto yentino. So bibi fufura the machines there etisa bibi fufura use no first time a bet mama problems. Okay, say 2012 no. Because of that, no, there were some areas we had to do the elections the following day. Now, according to the EU and Cudjoe reports, showed that 33% failure rate. Just a machine is not to me and verified of almost 33% of the voters. And I about 2016, the same machines I used for 2012. No, as I say, I invested and we were perfecting the systems. You know, the failure rate reduced to almost 7%. In about 2019 district level elections, the same machines so MIN 5% failure rate, which is far very good by international standards. In fact, if in Nankasa can say, Bosmasari can say only 0.64% failure rate now. Machines need to be into your person cut off. Meanwhile, the global standards are that even in Indonesia, the failure rate, the allowable failure rate was about 5%. In India, it was almost the same. Into what we are 0.64, which is just about 34,000 people out of a potential 17 million voters that you can manually verify. You cannot come and tell us that machines are gumwa. The BIA upgrading are deliver elections since 2012, 2016, 2018, 2019. No, that's recently as 3 months ago.
Okay.
There's a BIA camera, computers now capture images. No, machines ni BIA bakukra nyebio. And I can say what do you mean by casa? Because your friend is a bank. Say anka sana gaya nanka and yes a bank manager who say ATM be back on asaya or because say yen got new software machine I run is on ATM and then replace all the ATMs. Is that what you do? You don't do that. My son Tibium say when I XTL trust say machines now say into yento fufro. Look, if you were a very cogent analyst, you would have realized that XTL no or milking yen. They made margins. They were middlemen. In fact, we didn't even need them in the first place. That was why the new administration came and kicked out STL. So nobody even should be arguing about XTL. They were doing ABCD. In fact, the letters XTL has written, I can say that they are fraudulent, and they should not pay heed to them. But if we are easy, what about
Uncle Cudjoe? Where is
landing on this point? Hello.
Me bacho the na me bisa say word like a fraudulent said letter a year twan anu nya din do wada roma
masa hwe bebi aye dru no e nkofo sika na ye di kasa o hwe obi o say nipa no o can say XTL did all kinds of things. In fact, the political narrative was that XTL was so bad, and so because of that we don't want them. XTL is holding the source code. XTL and we shouldn't give them, we are not going to work with them again. And I give for us who say, yes, it's good, because we kicked out XTL because maybe XTL was making margins that was not even allowable. They were middlemen, according to say intermediary in some way. If the middlemen are they were making margins they shouldn't make. which was why the new EC kicked them out, and we agreed with that. The American effect, it is fraudulent to claim that the same persons you kicked out, right? You kicked out because he was making too much margins. You want to use his letters as the basis to go and conduct a new system, buy a new system. Ose nepano, obeye sika wabo krono, and our pamono. After all, Tiono Mose is a letters be or Troy Yentino, machines Ninano, yan replacing. It should be obvious to you that the person wants business. That's the point. And I am what is even funny is that we have the companies that the manufacturers SPL went to. You could just go to them. That is why the letters have come back from the company saying that, well, you can deal with us directly. In an agent, principal agent, and in any case, the manufacturer relationship, they would also be nice to the agent and say, okay, well, yeah, we will say this to you and say this to the other person. That's why they have come back directly writing that, oh, they can do that for less. But let's even stay on the argument and go on with the argument. Okay? Into Yakasano, and I go who say, machines now, apart from the machines you are claiming you want to buy new, the cost itself, you've also been lying. And I'm sorry, but I have to use the word lie. Because if you can say, you are going to spend $56 million on the new hardware. You could share a tender evaluation report, which they spent 4 months to conduct. The company that won, Tally, they awarded the contract at $72 million. So near easy neighbor that can say it is $56 million. It's a palpable of truth. In fact, we do know that the finance ministry is so, of course, they are so pleased that they are even trying to renegotiate the figures downwards, which is another matter. Because if a company you've selected out of a pool of competent ones, of course, and it gives you 72 million, all of a sudden you want to start revising the figures downwards, it may have implications for the integrity of the election. Because the idea is elections are special issues. They are not your normal issues that you should joke with. Into Yakomu, and I can say, Chief, 76 EDA, 72 EDA, and fun too, it doesn't measure up with the 56. So software and bio, just a machines near a D machine near Kasa. Software no, and no buy, and no tender no minimum mugusu. But we know what has also happened to that tender. A very symbolic process, and they are going to source it as well. Into your consono, and I who say, Chief, oh dear, young Fabi Bini in an tunchain, Nayan say, company no crowd can't say, we need tender no. Or more catcher say, they will spend 85 days to be able to assemble, import, do trial tests, and everything. Say, the company is yet to receive their what's it called, award letter, more or less. So we can safely assume that they've not even bought the equipment. When are they buying the equipment? When are they going to do the software? When are they going to do the test run?
Yeah,
to meet the AEC's April 18th. Into your cafe, the EC can only do this registration by using the old systems. If they are able to pull off this April 18th, they will not be using these new systems because the new systems are yet to even be assembled, tested, and these things take, according to even Tally's that won the controversial bid, it will take 85 days, right? So that's another matter. Remember the procurement issue itself, which is another matter. Okay? Mr. Atik can say, or not here no more say, it's as if we are favoring one company. Let's just even allow him for 1 second. The reasons why we brought that matter up was funny. In proper analysis, if you were a student of intelligent analysis, what you do is that when an entity does a tender and comes and tells you that one of the reasons why they chose a preferred candidate was because, say, that candidate no, or no, in some who just say, or no, they are a claim. Smartmatic company are also very competent. They've organized 21 successful elections without blemish anywhere in the world, no. Compared to Tally, which has done 7, out of which half.
Company need decide. Yeah, who bought this year is
Smartmatic.
Smartmatic, okay.
Good. Now that company won the first bid, that the EC people didn't like it. That's how come they ditched the 4-month tender evaluation and reconstituted it for 1 week and used 1 day to decide on the $72 million. That's it. Almost per Smartmatic win the first one, you know. Almost they dumped the entire process. And this, they are elected to prove all of this. And almost setting up another committee using 1 week. And the person who headed the committee has no knowledge in technology. In fact, he's a green lawyer, knows next to nothing about how tenders are done. And they use 1 week to constitute the team and use only 1 day to decide that they will award it to Tallis. Almost awarding also no, almost see Tallis no, almost the Ensembia ni omo. There's a Croyani time BB. There's nothing around them. Now Smartmatic no, ni omo hu yene say, omo ye election for Philippines no. Political parties were against them. They threatened them into Then we were surprised because Tallis, the whole world knows that the World Bank even blacklisted them for several years for corrupt practices. Yekasai in South Africa, they are being investigated for bribing the consumers' PA. Lithuania, it was Estonia. They contracts national ID. They messed up badly that the government is $152 million. Engineer can say, you cannot be blinded. If it was a serious valuation committee among they were being fair and they were trying to suggest that Smartmatic was as politically exposed into bono. Niye can say, Tallis no, bon cry chain ubia. Because Beni they were investigated for bribing one of the electoral commission bosses. Can you imagine? So that's why we brought into can say the company they are favoring is even far worse than the company that was outbidden. That's the purpose for which Mr. Atik sits there and assumes that all of a sudden we are in support of Smartmatic. It's further from the truth.
Yeah,
can I say, Mami landing on this one now, who are questioning. Even let's take it that let's even assume that what Mr. Atik is even saying has some justification. Why? Imani see and cotton new systems. How can the same organization saying that don't go and procure new systems because the existing systems are far better and because you've invested in it, it's giving you failure rates less and less and less and less. All of a sudden turn around and say they have a favorite company and the company is sponsoring them. I mean, in Ghana, if you can't meet intellectual analysis, you reduce it to the to accusation. Maybe he's possibly been bought, not us.
Now, I think I mean some question. Now, my posture on these electoral register compilation, they now think he can say one. Say they now working first. Now say machines the failure rate above from abedu 0.5%.
It's not 0.5, 5%.
5%, sorry, 5%. If a later the argument was Adiana Kasa ye costly. Now Adiana ye costly dear. Na we can maintain it as it is. Now you came to procurement. Now procurement no kurano na akwa jina say one no kase Tallis no de ama wo no kurano Smartmatic no Smartmatic for no more corrupt and Tallis for no more corrupt. It Atik no argument and pay any say you've been shifting from one position to the other. Now for more interest Smartmatic
who Imani analysis all the time. This is American say doing intelligent analysis is not for the person who reads headlines. What you do is that you look at all sides of the issue. That is why the money issue is not just a single issue focused. We were saying from day one, say, can say, easy can say, machines no say, into yen replacing. And I can say, no, you can't do that because you've been investing in the same systems. Hello?
It is
landing. You asked me 4 questions. So the point is that the arguments are not shifting. It is shifting in Mr. Atik's mind, and indeed, including everybody who thinks that way. What we are saying is that the arguments that have been put forward are the ones that we are debunking. One, election materials. We're proving to you that it's not true, and that you said they were bought since 2011. We've proven to you that even as far back as recently as 2016, 2017, 2018, you were buying equipment. So it's not true that you are saying that the equipment were purchased on 2011. That's why we brought the failure rate percentages, telling you that you've perfected the system. One system no deliver elections. And the thing is that the technology is said that the more you keep using, the better you go at it. Into the failure rate reducing is even better for you. Compared to new one, maybe failure rate of about 33%. Secondly, the issue about cost. Yes, it's because the EC brought the cost arguments up that it will cost less than new register, what's it called, limited registration. Another lie, because in 2010 the limited registration cost us $10 million. In 2014 or 2015, when it was done, it cost a little close to $20 million. They are nowhere near the EC's figures of $80 million. That's another untruth. Then you come to the issues about Tallies and the other people. Yeah, can say, if you've read the technical evaluation material, and after this, I'll share it with your producer so that you yourself will read. One of the problems with living in this country is that people don't read. Into kind technical evaluation report that if in Nankasa they buy, almost see one of the reasons why they were against the company that was far more experienced, assuming we were even supposed to do a new register, is because that company had some issues in Philippines. It's not Kroyano, and yet BBL, you see company who was threatened. And I can say, yes, our argument is in our camp. The company now finally you've given the award to know. Omokrapo die. There are concluded investigations against them, and it's really far worse. So how you can be blinded by this particular fact is a matter of that is.
Mr. Cudjoe.
You see, the point is not to shift. Nobody has shifted the goalpost. There are multiple aspects of the argument. That is how intelligent discourses are done. You bring one, we deal with it. So it's not as if we are shifting. It is only in the heads of the people like Mr. Atik who thinks that the issues are shifty, because he doesn't really have a grapple of the fundamental issues. Has he even seen the technical evaluation report?
Yeah,
has he seen it? Has he read the report from the special budget committee report?
But it's a public document. It will be our reading.
He's not read it. If he has read it, maybe I admit that he's read it, but he was technically incompetent, so he couldn't even understand anything in it.
Imani Ghana, how competent are you as an organization in dealing with these matters? Me say Imani Ghana, how competent are you in said your case will be competent in to deal with such matters of nature?
Well, that's an interesting question. The competence is in the fact that this morning, after all that I've been telling you, it is for you to go and pick up yourself and start doing the comparisons. The competency is the fact that once we brought the analysis to your table, we were able to down the EC's claims and show clearly that the EC has lied. The competence is to the extent that we found out that the Tallies company that they preferred and said the reasons why they preferred it over the Smartmatic was because Smartmatic was cited in a threat into the Philippines. It's not true. The competence is in the fact that we have experts who were able to search across the world and found out that Tallies has been blacklisted by the World Bank. It's star company Gimato in tow that in the Benin they bribed an electoral official. Did you know this?
Did
you know that in Taiwan they had to be asked to pay back almost $600 million? Did you know that in Estonia also, the government has sued them $152 million for bundling the ID process? That's the competence that we bring to the table. So you see, in an intelligent discourse, what you do is that you come with your facts. You don't come with suspicions and all kinds of things. We have proven beyond doubt, which is why the EC cannot respond.
Oh, okay.
And the funny thing is that some people on the committee that are supposed to, even in Parliament, that are supposed to see oversight committee, are now acting as spokespersons of the EC, making claims that are very funny and not even grounded in their own documents. The competence is the fact that we were able to read the Special Budget Committee report from 2018, 19, and 20, and found out that the EC had been funds have been committed to the EC to the extent that they've been purchasing equipment, upgrading the systems, investing in it, spent $60 million, and so they cannot claim that they've not purchased any new equipment since 2011. That's the competence.
Okay. Yeah. Na Atik problem ba ko ne say beginning no na ka move for the maintenance of the machines ayewo eno dia enka ese mu gina ho ana mo bia say ko
Masa, I mean, let me catch you in your stride. It's again funny. That's why I said Mr. Atik has not followed anything that we've been saying or doing, or he's not even read anything. I think he's on some platform, so I shared these things. He must have been reading, otherwise he's avoided it. The fact of the matter is that Atik is now trying to give us a method for us to do analysis that stay on just the cost, stay on just the issues of one corruption or the other. Don't talk about so many things. People like that cannot work at Imani, because at Imani we do multifaceted analysis. You bring an issue up, we digest it, we look at all angles. That's what I think even the vice president does. Anytime there's an issue, like this Unipass, for instance, when we met with him, yes, there were questions. And they were wondering whether Unipass would even happen. Because we started looking at all sides of the coin and found out that it is not going to be productive. Right? This is the way intelligent people do analysis. You don't look at it from one side. But in this case, no matter, can say, it is the issue that is bringing the arguments up. And that's so you are responding to them based on their own argument. So you cannot box us into an entity and say, sir, it is just one thing. If you have started with just the cost, then you would have been on safer grounds. Why? The other matters about corruption do not matter. The other matters about the limited registration, which they lie that it will cost $80 million, when in actual fact it's only $10 million and $20 million in 2010 and 2014. Don't you bring those things up?
Yeah.
That's the way you do analysis.
Oh, okay.
101 in analysis and think tank training.
Okay. Now, Mr. Cudjoe, wait a minute, Mr. Last question. What we make us say, the cost to north because the wheels of the electoral process is in motion.
Yes. You see, that is why I started this conversation by telling you one thing. That the fact that the electoral body has its constitutional mandated to run election doesn't mean that Miniwu Mr. Atik, who pays taxes, unless he doesn't, right, should not be interested in the figures the EC brings. So far from it, that the EC is mandated to do anything they want. Yes, but in the course of doing that, they are using our public funds, especially when elections in Ghana are costing 4 times that of the UK. And it costing so much that we think that we have to pull the brakes at some point. That is where I expect the likes of you in the media, being armed with this information, go back to the EC and ask the EC, Jack, who imani figures, no? Most of them, even from your own records, you even brought them out. So say, we know you have the constitutional mandate. Is it the right in terms of spending money? You see, in Ghana, we have the tendency to say that, oh, and yeah, me am down for Kuku Kwati on Unipass. I say, that's brazen. So now the argument is no longer, oh, okay.
Wadamu Kuku Kwati, Deputy Minister for Finance, na catch the money for.
I see Unipass, yeah. You didn't hear you. Me tell you wow, share. Na madam na me no kra na call a metro program also wow. Per se onon kasa kokasa o wi anayen so yaba. I madam for inti I agreed. My point is, the point I'm making about this is that we see it all the time. Me pamochopi, the appeal to you and the media is that the program, no, about 120 media personnel came from 106 media houses across the country. When they ask the same question, we appeal to them that, yes, now the ball is in your court. Take the evidence, go back to the EC, and start asking them questions. Instead of EC moving from one church to the another, trying to court public opinion. That's what we do in Ghana. Yesterday, they were meeting some bishops or something to pray for them. You see, the fact of the matter is that God loves us. And we only sin, He forgives us. But of course, He doesn't forget the sin. He believes that instead of answering the critical questions, they'll be running from one child to the other and be asking for blessings. Well, that's their duty. It is the duty of you and myself in the media to ensure that we ask these questions. We are going to petition the Auditor General. In fact, we have already done that, to conduct a full audit asset register of the EC from 2011.
Okay.
We'll do that. The PPA we are also going to do that. But I expect you to go back to Parliament and ask the Special Budget Committee, ask the minority head, chairman, what's his name, Harry Naidisu, ask the majority head, or Sachi Bensaboso, two great friends of mine, that why is it that their reports show that they've been giving money to the EC, but the EC has lied that they've not been purchasing and they've not been using the money.
Okay.
Those questions I expect my good friends, including Mr. Atik, who I should be meeting sometime soon, and I'm extending an olive branch to him. We should come and meet, and let's do. I'll be happy to just contact you.
Yes,
Hello.
I'll try and host the two of you in a charitable discourse.
In fact, of everything he said about us, we like people who insult us. We still deal with them. No, Canadian Reform Program. So yeah, Mr. But I'm afraid say I'm afraid say I'm program no. Say yeah, me say me makoje sika ne. But at the end of the day, we evaluated the risk and said okay. On the station, I invited you on EC issues there. Yanko, into me Sandy Obi, and it was interesting. So, we either see left nor right. You can start. We are 16 years in this town. Even Mr. Atik knows that we've been very objective in this country. Reason why people cannot say they say we are NDC at some point, we are NPP at some point. Which organization has been bastardized that much that is still alive and doing its work?
Yeah, now with a mammy for question himself. Sankaya dear pastor Smartmatic for winning and Cabello the pound.
Oh, not at all. You see, that's why I'm saying that. Look, we are saying that we don't even like the fact that they are going to procure new systems. But assuming they made the argument that maybe the register is so bad, everything is bad about it, and they had evidence and showed us, and there's every reason why they need to procure new systems in PA and Kadia. Then, of course, if the tender evaluation was done properly and done well, maybe the more competent company would have won. I don't know whether it's Smartmatic. I can only say that in an ideal world, if all our arguments were that, let's now do a new one because the EC has no justification to ditch the old systems, then in an ideal world, if I were sitting on an evaluation panel between Smartmatic and Tally, these are my criteria. One, who has done more successful elections across the world without blemish. Smartmatic has done 21 without a single blemish. Tally has done 7. Half of them were full of errors, full of claims, and then they were being charged. In fact, in Taiwan, the head of the procurement entity even died as a result of that. And the Taiwanese government has to
smart Mr. Cudjoe, smart free. According to Atik in one US elections, one year near basa in one state. I think that's Florida. It's a lie.
That's a lie. But the argument we are making is that they've run 21 successful elections. You see, which is interesting because now Mr. Atik is bringing back the argument that you didn't want to have, which is why are we shifting goalposts from the procurement to cost and all of that? Because even he, having done some elementary searches, was able to say that elections in the US and all of that.
At least,
but the contrary information and the superior information is that. If you had found out more
Mr. Cudjoe,
even be supporting them.
Mr. Cudjoe, Wadawuma, Mr. Men Kasebia, why a rudimentary search and now Bibisa. You don't know what he has under his sleeves there.
No, obviously he hasn't. If he had, he wouldn't be claiming that we've been paid. Only you see, sometimes we need to say it as it is. If he had done any serious analysis, he would have been coming with counter figures and not come and sit there on radio and be hopping from one radio claiming that we've been paid. It is just not in good taste. Why? Because now everybody maybe a lot of people are being bought, and so because of that, we have no look. Let me tell you, the person who led our research analysis, Mr. Bryce Simmons, owns the second most influential company recently launched by the Fast Company, Google Fast Company, and Google Pedigree. That company is valued in multi-million dollar terms. Why should he be? And he's a technology specialist. What is the point in he collecting some coins, CDs here, to do anybody's business? What's the point? What is the point? So sometimes we have to put people, and then people have to play by sizes. I'm sorry to say, but Mr. Atik,
sizes as in what?
The prowess of Mr. Bryce Simmons in finance and in technology analysis. It's just not point. So for you to lump all of us together and say that we've been paid to do this work, it's one of those very infantile.
Uncle Cudjoe, Obi are corrupted there and found what multi-billion.
Oh, agreed. But
yes.
My point I'm making is that, first of all, you don't even have the proof. And secondly, the arguments are not necessarily about all the things you are saying, because you've not even advanced any sensible argument to counter all the claims you've made, except to reduce it and say that, oh, they are being paid. I think the other person who did the same thing was one person called Mutala Mohammed, and his party has asked him to even apologize. Well, whether he does it or not, we don't really mind. But the party doing that knows very well that these are serious conversations to have.
Medicine pay.
Mr. Medawasi, let me tell Mr. Atik, one day we'll meet.
Marty, Baba.
And I'll buy him Pito.
Okay.
But my offer stands. Even we could come to your studio.
Okay.
And do it for you.
And then we have this discourse. Yes. Okay, together. Medicine pay.
Mr. Medawasi.
Ora Franklin Cudjoe and Imani Ghani and I should think more. Asemu.
Okay, FM 101.7.